Hello, hello. It is Leah Simone with Intuitively Simone. Welcome back to our channel, a sacred space that is yours, mine, and the divine. I know it has been a little while, you guys, so for those of you who are still thugging it out with me, thank you. I'm not really sure what this video is going to be about, but I feel so strongly called to record a video. It's not even to record a video, to be honest with you. I've kind of been going back and forth about what type of video to post, but I've been getting a lot of like random downloads, a lot of messages, of course related to like self-awareness, sovereignty, growth, that type of stuff, because I feel like that's my lane, to be honest with you. There are other channelers and YouTube readers and psychics and stuff that are really good with like connecting with past loved ones. There are others that's really good when it comes to like love messages. There are other readers that are really connected to I don't know, other avenues. For me though, I find my messages to be stronger and my lane to be more of a relational aspect, and that includes the relation with self. And a lot of times my messages are to induce self-reflection, and I feel like that's what this is going to be. So I had something that was coming through in relating to self-awareness. I'm a very self-reflective person, so anytime something happens, especially if I find myself feeling irritated or triggered or whatever, I automatically recognize that, and before I start, placing blame, before I even decide sometimes to have a conversation with someone, I pull my energy into myself, and then I ask myself, like, what is this about? Why are you triggered? Why are you angry? Why are you upset? What are you feeling? And then I just work through that to try to understand myself, to have self-awareness, whether or not I'm projecting, or if I have an expectation of someone that I haven't communicated, and now they're not meeting that expectation, so now I'm disappointed. Am I asking too much? Am I being unfair and not reciprocal in the way that I have needs and I'm expecting a person to have these needs? And some of these come from a place of true growth. It all comes from a place of true growth. Some of this comes from insecurities, questioning myself based on feedback that I've gotten from other people. You know what I mean? Like, I care only about my own feelings, or I'm like this, or I'm that, or whatever. So some of it comes from that, and working through making a decision for myself by being aware and being open to honest feedback, not feedback that's coming from someone that's in a place of like harboring resentment, or anyone that is not quite at my level of enlightenment and awareness. And that's not to judge, it's just everybody has their own journey. So yeah, so what I'm basically trying to explain is I have my own process for self-awareness. And so I was thinking about, I suddenly, sorry, that my energy is changing, and a message is trying to come through, so that's why I feel a little bit distracted. I don't know whose energy that I'm picking up on, but I feel kind of like embarrassed, like even right now, like hanging my head, I feel a little bit like ashamed and embarrassed, and just kind of like it feels like I heard like someone is feeling like they did something wrong, and they realize that they did something wrong, and oh my god, my heart. And now it's almost like they feel bad about it, but they're not. It's like they just hang their head. They're not really like saying it. It's almost like attention that they don't want. Attention that they don't want, because it's because it's this. They don't want to be accountable. So, I mean, I don't know really like what to say or do about that energy, because my demeanor, like the demeanor that I have towards that through spirit, like it's like I'm back and forth between two energies. So maybe this is a message for you. I don't know, but you can decide which energy is yours. But I'm back and forth between two energies. There's one energy that is kind of embarrassed and like hangs their head, and it's almost like I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my chest. It's like a sadness, but there's a lack of accountability. There's a sadness for something that they've done. It's like something that they've. I'm hearing like something that they've reached for, but it the way, okay, so there's that energy, then there's another energy, and then this other energy is responding to the first one as just like it's almost walled up, like I'm not interested. I heard, oh well, that's how this energy feels, where it's like, oh well, like I can't feel bad for you. I cannot feel bad for you because of what you did. And I heard, you know what you did. You know what you did. So I don't know if you're energy one or energy two, but okay, this is coming through. So this is for somebody. But energy one is the way energy one is the way energy two is feeling towards energy one. And let me just recap. Energy one feels sad, hanging head. It feels almost like guilt. And then energy two feels uninterested, boundaried, like I don't like not like I just keep I feel like I want to cover my ear, and I keep hearing like uninterested, like I don't care, I don't care, I don't care to hear your excuses, I don't care to hear your explanation, I don't care. But even as I'm saying I don't care, like it's making me feel emotional, like I cry. It's almost like this second energy, like deep down they care immensely. I'm fighting back, like trying to, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, like even my throat chakra is starting to feel restricted. But it's like this person, they do care immensely and deeply, but to tap into that feeling of caring and to express that or to interact with this first energy in any way is hurtful, because energy one is not being accountable. And so this is taking me back to what I was just saying about, so someone may have said something, because this is taking me back to what I was just saying about, like I'm trying to gain awareness of myself based on feedback that other people have given. And it's like that. Like energy two is, energy one might have said something to energy two. Again, it's up to you to determine which energy you are. But energy one might have said something to energy two. Um, and so for energy two, it's like to try to have an interaction with you to, I don't know, like hear you out or explain or whatever. It's like energy one says something, keeps saying a thing, and or has said a thing or something. I don't know. Either way, energy two is feeling quite insecure, and so to even address or acknowledge or to, I'm okay. I just heard like to even try to heal or to even, it's just like to even acknowledge. I don't know why it's coming up on my left side. So maybe this is the feminine energy. This is the feminine side is your left side. So feminine, meaning like receptive and healing, our shadow selves, that type of stuff. I don't know. It's like this person wants to turn away from that and not acknowledge like that feminine side. That doesn't mean female or girl. It just is, and we're talking about energy. And it's like, it's almost like this person doesn't want to hear, like, because the feminine side is the receptive side. Like this person doesn't want to hear what energy one has to say at this point anymore, because I feel like so what the way that it's coming through is that this is like a protection. No, not a protection. It's like a defense mechanism, because they feel like to try to hear you out or whatever is just, they're just going to receive attacks, things that's going to hurt them, that's going to make them continue to feel insecure, lies even, um, like like I don't know. There's a manipulative energy around energy one. This is a self-protect. Like energy two knows that the stuff that energy one is saying, or the demeanor of energy one towards energy two, is not legit. It's not authentic. It's not real. I'm seeing a oh, you guys, what is it called? The strings. the puppeteer, and the marionette doll. It's almost like that. And now I'm seeing like scissors cutting the strings from the marionette doll. So I don't know. Maybe this person has gotten free from the puppeteer. Um, I'm describing energy one, but I'm seeing the marionette doll just kind of like collapse over on the ground like that. And it's like trying to get up, but it's like weak because it hasn't had to, okay, it hasn't had to use, energy one hasn't had to, this marionette doll hasn't had to use its muscles. It was used to somebody else doing it. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. This is metaphorical, and I'm gonna bring this full circle in just a moment. But let me finish describing what I'm seeing. So yeah, and this is totally a masculine energy. I'm feeling it like on my masculine side now. Like I feel like I'm getting crampy, you know, sitting here, and like I need to like stretch and just like work these muscles. It feels like when it comes to doing for oneself, and by doing I mean like I don't mean doing, it's weird because it's like doing for oneself in a relational aspect, making up someone, doing the work to see if someone is like doing the work to see the truth of a person. So before it's like they were now I'm seeing it as like a funnel where someone was feeding them information that they channeled through and projected out. So if someone said that anyone around them was ill-intended, someone's in their ear saying that person's ill-intended, and then energy one just believed it and went with it. So they didn't have to work their own intuitive muscle. This is giving me that. They didn't have to work their intuitive muscle. They didn't have to work their social emotional muscles. They didn't have to work in that way. Where their muscle strength is in logic. What makes sense? You know what I mean? Based on what you, it's surface level. And I don't mean I almost said superficial, so maybe it's superficial. I don't mean surface level in the way that it's like just about appearance, although that, it's that too. But I just mean like what you see is what you get. So if someone, like, so for me, for example, if you were to meet me out for the first time, and especially if I'm like by myself or something, and you hear my personality or you see the way that I express myself, you know, on my lives or in these videos or whatever, you would probably feel like there was a disconnect. So if you didn't see any of my videos and you saw me out, you would probably think that I was like very shy, probably pretty like boring, you know, uninteresting, not captivating. No, you may assume that I wouldn't be able to hold your attention or hold a conversation, because that is how I present. And a part of that, that's just how I present. A part of that is because I'm picking up energy all the time. And I have to be intentional about not allowing that energy to stay in my own field and not exerting too much energy, because I'm already exerting more energy than most people by processing and transmuting the energies that I'm receiving from environments. This can be as mundane as like a grocery store, a public pool, a theme park, the club, a family gathering, even just in general. When I am in my own home space and it's protective, I can be more expressive because I'm not having to process so many other energies that's coming to me. I'm explaining this to say this energy one would take that demeanor that they would see of me in a public place, and that's as much work as they put into this social emotional muscle. So it's what you see is what you get. It's logical. I see that this person looks like a duck, so they're a duck. I see that this person is quiet and doesn't say much, and they're uninterested, and they're not very like captivating or interesting, so that means that they are that. You know what I mean? Instead of actually like feeling the energy, using intuition, using their own social emotional intelligence, and understanding that everybody has different experiences and that impacts the way a person presents, but that's not always the core of who a person is. Not only that, but people have their own protection mechanisms. So me pulling my energy into myself while I'm, you know, just kind of scoping out the sea, whatever. Everybody has various ways of being able to manage their energy and have self-protection mechanisms. So this person, energy one, was used to somebody else funneling information into them and then placing labels. So that's how they've developed their social emotional muscle. It's not the social emotional muscle though. It's a logic minded process. And so what this person thought was relating, you know what I mean, gaining like relating in the way of like, I am a person and I am building relation with you through our interaction, through conversation, through allowing you to be yourself and me being myself, and then us having an organic exchange. They thought they were doing that because they have learned that you put people in categories based on what you see. That's what they understood to be a social emotional intelligence, an intuition. It is not though. It's very logic minded. It's categorical, because when you work in intuition and when you work in social emotional energy and in energy in general, when we are relating to people, we understand that people are multifaceted. So it shouldn't be shocking at all. It should be more shocking to meet a person and see that they are one or two dimensional. Do you know what I mean? Because people are multifaceted. So I posted this is what I'm like being shown right now is I posted a quote some weeks ago, but it was saying or did I post it? I'm not sure. If not, I'll go back and post it. But it was basically saying that it's beneficial to have a diverse friend group because that allows you to express the various facets of your personality. We're not just one person all the time. Do you know what I mean? As a parent, I'm one person. As a sister, I'm another person. As a child, I'm this person. As a friend, I'm this person. As a girlfriend, I'm this person. As a single individual, I'm this person. As a person in a relationship, I'm this person. When it's sunny outside, I'm this person. When I'm in a social setting, I'm this person. When I'm just at home, I'm this person. There are various assets. Okay, I don't believe in anything. I don't believe in accidents. Um, so what I'm getting is like that is an asset. Okay, so what I'm getting is that is an asset because okay, something about this first energy, it's like a fear of boredom. Maybe when it comes to relationships of any kind, friendships, whatever, it's almost like this person expects people to be boring and only have one personality or something. And so it's like an asset to be multifaceted. But what I'm getting is like the energy one was kind of dismissive of energy two and like categorized and labeled, you know what I mean, this person. And each time, like each label and each time they try to categorize this person, they were wrong. And it's like, I don't know if they're seeing, because now I'm seeing the strings get cut from the marionette doll. So okay, it's like they're seeing now that this this puppeteer is not like they cut themselves off from that. Like they, whatever information was being fed to them, it's not that. They're seeing who this puppeteer is, that they're a puppeteer, they're a manipulator, and not only that, but they're wrong. They're wrong, and that person, that puppeteer, is coming from a place of needing to maintain control and insecurity. When you're insecure and you can control everything else that's going on around you, then that's a protection mechanism for your insecurity. So they're realizing that this puppeteer person, I don't know if they're realizing that or like, I don't know who that message is for, to be honest with you, but that's what's coming through. So maybe that's their journey, that they have to learn that. I'm not sure, but let me just keep going with what I was saying. So the strings have been cut and they have, they're down now. They're like detached from this puppeteer. But again, that, like, as I was about to start saying, they need to work this muscle, like my masculine side of action, doing, not in the way of like I'm gonna just be thoughtless. It's like I'm going to interact. The lack of accountability. I'm going to interact. I'm gonna get to know this person. I'm going to have the conversation. I'm gonna make up my own mind. It's that, and I keep saying well, yeah, because this person is recognizing that they need to do it on themselves. They can't rely on this puppeteer, because this puppeteer is not. If they're not working in energy, this person has discovered the difference between energy. It's like intuition and logic. I don't know. It's like I think that this feels like integrating masculine and feminine energy. And not only that, but integrating logic and intuition. Both have to exist. Um, And so, okay, this this is coming through. I feel really awkward saying this, but I don't know why. Like when I just looked at the camera just now, like I was like, oh my God, I look really pretty. It kind of shocked me. And I'm not like, listen, I don't feel my prettiest self recently. You know what I'm saying? Like I just have been getting back into the gym and working out because whatever. That's where I am in my journey. And so my first thought is not to look at myself and say, oh my gosh, I look really pretty. I don't even know why. I wasn't going to say anything, but I was being asked to say it, which feels weird to me. Anyways, I don't know if that's significant for someone. Maybe someone is feeling very pretty, like pretty in a holistic way. Pretty in the sense that like they're feeling like they're being more integrated or that they're integrating. Hold on. Pretty holistically in like the mind, body, soul kind of way, not just that superficial that we were talking about. Okay, it's like pretty. The way that I feel like it's coming through is like pretty handsome. Take it how it applies. I said pretty because I'm a girl and that's what came through. But I think that this person, the way, hold on, I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to figure out who's. This feels. What is happening to my energy? It's like I don't know. I feel like this person got cut free, and then now it's like it feels like there's so much to try to do and figure out at one time, and like the brain is being pulled everywhere. So hold on, because there was a lot that was coming through. So first of all, um, I'm also really like my explore more shirt right here. That seems important. Explore more. I don't know. Oh, self exploration. That's how this whole video started. Was like self awareness and self exploration. Yes. Okay. So this person is starting to explore themselves more. They're starting to explore other people more, explore other ideas. It's like, okay, I feel like this person has this awareness. First of all, this person has this awareness. Period. And this awareness branches out. So it's like there's this awareness that one, they were, I keep getting the word funneled, like they were being funneled or they were a funnel, like things were just pouring through them. And it feels like hollow, like it almost feels like being used. Yeah, okay, so this person is realizing that they're being used or that they were being used. Like people, funneled. Okay, so it's like whoever this puppeteer was like funneling whatever judgment or controlling tactics or whatever through energy one so that this puppeteer didn't look like the bad person. They were totally being manipulated into being the bad person. So it's like if this puppeteer had a problem with another person, instead of them going directly to that, they would funnel that through person one, and then person one would, didn't I say that? And then person one would then like be the attacker. So, okay, going back to this energy one, energy two. Remember, I was saying something about like energy one was um, like saying stuff or whatever that put energy two in an insecure place where they're like, I just can't. I can't because every time I try, it's hurtful and that's just not, nope. You know what I mean? That. It's that. Because I think I was starting to say, but I don't know if I fully said it, where energy two, like, it's like there's a disconnect where energy two feels, they do care immensely about the situation, about energy two, but they will not allow their self to care or to try to express that or to feel that or to work through that or to even connect with the person, the part of energy two that cares, because it's like I'm hearing love is a battlefield. Uh, love is a battlefield. And I hear like, we stand. I don't know, I'm hearing love is a battlefield, we stand, and like heart to heart. Those are the parts. Like I can't even, the full song isn't, or even the full chorus isn't even coming through. It's actually being blocked. So specifically those words. Love is a battlefield. We stand heart to heart. Heart to heart, we stand. Um, so yeah, energy too feels, but okay, again, like my freaking right, it's like my right side, especially like my right hip or whatever. And we actually store trauma in our hip. So it may be something related to that. There's a lot of like sexual trauma and stuff that's stored in your hips. So, but it's my masculine side in general. It's not just my hip. It's like my hip, but also down my leg. We stand. Something about stand. Like they're learning how to stand on their own. And this may be financial, but I'm also just getting like as an individual, because that's where I was going. That's where I intended to go with this message about self-awareness. And the thought was that it's difficult. I think that it's difficult to gain self-awareness and move into a space of sovereignty, because there's so much in society that reiterates this messaging of you need to be perfect. Even when people try to do messages of, oh, well, it's okay to not be perfect, it's so curated that it's like, that's you trying to be perfect. Do you know what I'm saying? And everybody's not going to get that. Everybody is not going to get that. But though, like, and I'm not trying to create separation or anything. Some people do not have that awareness to understand. Let me just repeat. Even when people are trying to present a message that says it's okay to not be perfect, that is still curated, which is a means of trying to present perfect. Do you get what I'm saying? So everything in our society is reiterating this messaging that you have to present as perfect. I almost feel like it doesn't even matter if you're perfect or not. As long as you present that way and it's believable, then that's that. The thing is, in that mindset, it makes it difficult for us to be aware of ourselves. And when we're not aware of ourselves, we're not aware of what our needs are. We're not aware of what we are doing to contribute to situations where we are triggered, which brings me back to, again, the thought that I had about me feeling some type of way, and my reflective process of sitting and being still and asking myself, is this coming from me, or have I been disrespected in a way? Am I expecting something that I didn't communicate? Like, whatever the process is. But if we are so stuck in being perfect, then that means that we are never at fault. So if we're never at fault, whether I bring it to you, whether a friend brings it to you, whether you try to bring it to yourself, if you're not open to the idea that you are mostly imperfect, just as I am, just as everybody else is, it's going to be difficult to gain awareness. And it's going to be difficult to gain awareness, to use that awareness to break out of groupthink or societal patterns that keep us stuck in our traumas or whatever karmic lessons, right? It makes it difficult for that. So when we're stuck in that, it makes it difficult for us to individuate and become sovereign beings. And to be a sovereign being is to be able to manage your own emotions and not project out and lash out and blame other people. It is to have the ability to it's to have the ability to see when you feel however you feel because of an action of someone else, and then to communicate that, but not to force that on them, to still allow them to make their own choice, but to communicate a need. And then allow that other person to decide, yes, I can step up and meet this need, or no, I cannot. And then from there, you can decide, okay, you can meet this need, then we can continue to proceed forward. Okay, you can't meet this need, well, this is a need of mine that I have to have met in order for a relationship to be successful, so I'm going to have to peace out. Do you know what I mean? And none of those avenues are fault. It's healthy. It's a healthy thing. We cannot show up in every single way for every single person. And that is impossible. We would be so depleted. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I feel suddenly like, okay, it's like everything just kind of went, I almost want to say blank, like everything that I was, it's like everything just was like, and then stopped in my downloading, in the messaging that I was getting. So basically, I'm saying that to say I'm not sure what's happening, but I feel like the messaging or the energy is about to change or pivot. Now I feel very I feel like that, you know? What? Oh, do you feel me? Like, do you understand energy? Because I don't know how to put that into words. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I feel, though. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting now. It's like, is it like spacey or dreamy or Daisy? Daisy? What, Elia? I don't know. But yeah, like, okay, daisy, like a flower, like it feels very like delicate. It feels very delicate. It feels very like delicate and like sweet and pretty. I said that, right? Like I feel pretty holistically. Yeah. So did I make something make sense for you? Or is this, whose energy is this? This is what it's like to be a channeler, you guys. Most of this shit, excuse my language. Most it's work. It's work. Sometimes it doesn't always make sense, but don't mind me adjusting myself, you guys. All right. So, anyways, I don't know. I feel like that's it. I have no idea if this message made sense or what I'm even going to label it. I pulled out my tarot deck because I was going to like pull some cards. One did come out, which was the Page of Pentacles. And from this I was getting, I almost said Page of Pentacles in reverse. It did not come out reverse though. Well, not that you can see that. It did not come out in reverse. I don't know why I almost said Page of Pentacles in reverse. You guys, never mind. Oh, okay, so what I was, oh my God. let me just adjust really quickly. All right. I have one of those like little poofs. Do you know what I'm talking about? The little poof seat. I'm like all over the place. Okay, so Page of Pentacles. What I was getting from this was, I'm hearing and it's like, and baby, if it's dipped in gold, then baby, it'll never grow. Everything. Everything good ain't sugar coated. That's what I feel like energy one is learning. Because again, remember I was mentioning about like surface level. Yeah, and taking things at face value. So a person that presents, okay, so because before, when I was like, I'm not going to say it, I was saying like, God, I feel like I look really pretty, right? Okay, I feel like I don't. Let me try to explain that. It's like I feel like I look pretty, but I feel like I don't. I feel like I don't because I don't have on fake eyelashes. Like, I don't know if you can tell, it's just my mascara. But I don't have on fake eyelashes. I'm not actually even wearing makeup at all, except for mascara. And my hair is not done. I don't have a wig. Like, I'm wearing like this shirt, you know what I'm saying? I don't have on jewels. Like, I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not the gold. But I feel like, so you see how this person is a shadow? That's his shadow self. Energy one. That was his shadow self. That was coming from his own insecurities, where it's like, if I have this gold thing, this shiny thing, it validates me. I just heard that I'm the man. It shows that I'm the man. So maybe energy one is a masculine energy, or maybe it's just the idea of being the man. You know what I mean? Like being top dog. So, I'm hearing, what goes around, comes all the way back around. so there's that. I don't know, but that's what this person is learning, that everything that glitters isn't gold, and everything good isn't sugar coated. And baby, if it's dipped in gold, then it will never grow. That's what that person is learning. Their shadow aspect is that they were going after gold, but there's no growth to be had there. And just because it doesn't look shiny like gold, like it could look, I feel weird saying this, but like it could look pretty like me is what I'm getting. And even my body language, I'm gonna work on that, you guys. But it's like it could be pretty like this kind of pretty, like a plain pretty. And oh my gosh, yes, because again, okay, so going back to that message where it's like if you saw me out in public, or if you saw me in a social setting, unless it's an occasion and I'm intentionally like dressing up, if you saw me on a regular, like this is mostly what I look like. This is actually a little more done up than normal, but you would think that I'm easily looked over. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm easily like you know. I'm so I'm not the person to like curate an image to put out there for to attract us, like because I want to attract this kind of I don't do that. It's just me. Anything that I've put out there, whether I'm more dolled up or less dolled up, it's an expression of myself, and that is pretty holistically. Do you get what I'm saying? This isn't about me. I'm just using myself as an example. This isn't about me. This is about the perspective and being able to see deeper than superficiality. This is what Energy One is learning. How to discern your energy from the puppeteer energy. Because the puppeteer energy looked like gold. But baby, it'll never grow. Everything sweet ain't sugar coated. What a life. That's Janae Aiko, if you guys want to hear that song. It's I think it's a combination. Stay Ready / What a Life. The part of the song that I was singing was What a Life, but there might be a message in Stay Ready too. You gotta stay ready. Anyway, so I hope that gave you something, you guys. I'm gonna have to listen to this in the playback and see. I mean, it's been almost an hour, so it's quite long, but I hope that this message was clarifying in some way. Again, I'm not even really sure what I'm going to just label this. It feels like potentially like a divine masculine, divine feminine energy reading. So I'll probably just go with that. Actually, I just got the confirmation. So, yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for rocking out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.